who are lifetime bureaucrats making policy without an accurate picture of what's happening on the ground. And that's a common theme in the military, from what I've read, and from the RCMP, from my own personal experience, is that the senior managers and the headquarters are completely disconnected from what the situation is on the ground, from the front line. If you want to know what's happening on the ground and how best to deal with it, you talk to the people that are there. You can't armchair quarterback that from headquarters.
How many months did it take you to come around to that decision?
About speaking publicly?
No, just decide I'm out of here, or decided that the official narrative is not so accurate.
Very early 2021 is when I really started to look into things. One of the first videos I can remember that piqued my interest was a scientist by the name of Geert Vanden Bossche. He's a vaccine development professional, consultant maybe, in Belgium. And he was saying, you cannot vaccinate your way out of a pandemic you don't vaccinate in the middle of a pandemic. And he started expressing concerns about creating immune escape and driving vaccine-resistant variants. And so when I started listening to him, and then I started following the links that grew from that path, that is when I started to pay attention to all of the scientists and the physicians that were offering something different than the official narrative.
So have you shared this information? If you want to go back in the shade, that'd be
No, it's fine. It's fine. Yep.
Have you thought of sharing this information to your colleagues or ex-colleagues, and what's the response?
I have spoken openly with many colleagues about this. My immediate colleagues were all very supportive of my decision, but they're not in a position of authority to make this problem go away. Only the senior management of the RCMP could push back against the government policy. So Mounties for Freedom did publish an open letter to the Commissioner Lucki. I think we're close. I think we have about 70,000 signatures, various first responders, police, supportive community members, and Canada-wide. Yep. If people want to see it and sign it, you can access it through Mounties4freedom.ca. And alternatively, we had to do a domain switch for our main website. So you can get the letter at Mounties4freedom.ca, but if you want to go access our primary website, it's Mounties4freedom.com.
What do you think it's going to take to make us free?
It's going to take a significant percentage of the population, vaccinated, non-vaccinated, doesn't matter, to become united against government overreach and to stand up and say, no, you don't get to push us around like this. You don't get to infringe on our individual liberties and our rights and freedoms. We are all supposed to be equal under the law, every individual.
What would you tell your, quote, friends or family and neighbors, and aside from your colleagues, that's a different department, to inspire them to look at another point of view as you did? What would you say to them?
You need to seek to understand the other side. Don't just buy into this narrative that they're conspiracy theorists and anti-vaxxers who are just never going to comply no matter what, right? Most people that I have met and spoke with that are of the same mindset are far more educated on this issue than people who are just listening to the official narrative. So understand that they're not coming from a position of selfishness. It's not, I've made a career out of being willing to put my own safety at risk to protect others, people I don't know. And I'm fine with that. That was the path I chose, that was the path I wanted. So it's not from selfishness. It makes no logical sense to take any of the significant risks associated with these products when they don't prevent infection and they don't prevent transmission. And if you still believe that that's the case, that this will protect you from infection and that this will prevent you from spreading to others, you're about 6 to 8 months behind in your information. Right? Even public health officials all over the world have conceded that this does not prevent the spread. Even the director of the CDC has admitted that. So seek to understand the other side before you attack it.
Any final thoughts to get off your chest to inspire others? And my next question would be, where are you going from here? What are you pursuing? So, any final thoughts? Where are you going?
Now's the time to be brave. No more silence. No more compliance with measures that don't make sense. We've all said it. I've heard it in multiple conversations with people that I'm close with, whether they're vaccinated or not. None of this makes sense. It's because it doesn't. It doesn't make sense. So stand up to it. To law enforcement, you don't have to enforce unjust laws. The supreme law in this country is the Constitution, is the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. That is supposed to guide every decision and action that we make. So now's the time to be brave, and it feels good to be brave.
Which is what your original job description was. Brave men to defend the country, and the Prime Minister's office, etc. And now it's a bravery, more of a braving call.
And as far as what my plans for the future are, well, I'm committed to this fight. I'm committed to being with Mounties for Freedom as long as we need to exist. Until the government stops doing what they're doing and they begin to respect individual rights and freedoms again. Employment-wise, I've had a couple of offers made, so I have options, and I'm okay with that. I'm ready to leave the RCMP if I need to, and I'm ready to move on and reinvent myself. I'm totally at peace with that. They can take my job. It's not worth giving this up.
How can we reach you for more inspiration? Contact info or?
Well, I would say mountiesforfreedom.com. We're also on social media, Mounties for Freedom, or at Mounties for Freedom on Twitter, Mounties for Freedom on Facebook, Mounties for Freedom public channel on Telegram, and Mounties for Freedom on Instagram. And just as we're posting things to try and about the freedom of choice and what the responsibility of law enforcement is in protecting the individual rights and freedoms of citizens of Canada.
Well, again, quite an honor to have this interview with you, sir.
Well, thank you.
Many blessings and success in your future endeavors. Thank you for the cause.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Salute you.